My Zoom's a little slow this morning, but I try to share. So bear with me. We are hopefully most of things, and then we're going to look at meiosis today. Um, mm, 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 mm. Mm. I said, if you haven't AirPods, some make sure you finish that. Not meiosis, but make sure you've completed the mitosis Nearpod. I'm going to share that in today. Here we go. All right. So I did find, and I haven't checked. I see some people, 4 people have submitted, so that's good. Was anybody able to color it? There was a student who was able to color it in Cami. This is 4th period. Somebody, Jayla, this is 4th period. And you are in 5th period. I think you were absent yesterday, though. All right, so I got this up. Somebody's asking me, how do I do this assignment? So let's look at this. All right, first of all, I want to say that this picture right here on the um, title page is not the right colors, but it gives you an idea of what it will look like when you finish coloring. It'll look something like that. All right, first thing, so this is a paint by numbers, color by numbers. It can be done in Cami. I've had 2 people who were able to download it to Cami and use the paintbrush to very gently complete it nice and neat. All right, so this is how it's done. This is how we do this. You're going to answer, everybody has to do the 12 questions. If you actually complete the coloring activity, it is extra. But, and then this is a point because some people, you did it? Okay, Raymond said he did it. All right, so I'm going to pull yours up in just a second and share. All right. Download it to Cami. Download it to Cami and then do it there. So what you have to do is this page. This page. Yes, there you go, Professor. All right. Maybe I'll look at yours too. The why do is it's why do answer the questions. 1 through 12 are the questions. Okay, at 1 through 12 are the question. Whichever one you pick, column A, column B, column C, that is going to be what it'll tell you what color to color the picture. So for example, number 1, and this is the correct answer. Why do cells go through mitosis? They go through mitosis for growth and to replace worn out cells. So you want to circle the answer. So when you're doing this worksheet, you want to make sure you circle the correct answers on this page. So I need this page back from everybody. But it says yellow for number 1. So then you want to go back up to your painting here, your little color diagram. And everywhere you see the number 1, you want to color that yellow. Okay? Everywhere you see 1, you want to color that yellow. Then you want to answer the rest of the questions. And if you color it, answer the questions correctly, it'll be colored correctly. So it'll match the sample that I have. But each correct answer has a color, and that's the color that you will fill in on the diagram. All right, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and see if I can't find somebody's who is completed. So we meiosis. And late, so don't worry about that. Don't panic. You don't have a zero. This is an assignment carried over from last year, I believe. And it's still looked at it as if it was late. So it is not a zero. Oh, that's like that. I don't want to show you yours because yours shows the answers as well, but you did a good job there. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, let's check the professor. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna share yours, Professor. Frozen again. Yeah, I for some reason Zoom is freezing on me all day today, and I can do other things, but sharing sometimes freezes up everything. All right, folks. So it'll look something like that when you're done. Thank you, Andrew. Okay. All right, so it is possible, and I'm not grading it on neatness. I realize doing this on the computer is a challenge, but it can be, that's pretty neat for doing it on the computer. And Raymond's yours was great too. He said, you put yours right next to the answers. And I didn't want to show the answers, so that's good too. All right, so that's how it's done. So a couple of people keep asking, how do we download the worksheet? You download it into Kami like you do any of the other worksheets that we've had, and then I think you open this in Paint. Is that how you did it, Andrew? Did it in Paint, and then no, how'd you do it? And when you answer, type it to everybody, not just me. And so that everybody knows how to do that. Because I do want everybody to get extra credit. You had the highlighter. Okay, that's a good tool too. That's probably easier than Paint. Okay, everybody saw that? He used the highlighter tool. So you learn how to use your tools and you can get that done. All righty. You did it in Kami and did the free draw tool. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All righty. So we are going to so I'm gonna give you a few minutes to get those of you who still need to get that together. Then I'm going to give you, and we are in all right. All right, is anybody Andrew's offering to help some of you would like some help. The professor wants to teach that he use Pixel. So there's different ways to get this done. Anybody want some help? Or y'all think you got it? All right. So we are going to, so in Canvas, while you're waiting, look over meiosis. So we did mitosis, and we're going to watch this first video together, and then I'm going to give you a Nearpod activity to do. And we're going to do this together because I want to point out some differences and similarities, things that you need to focus on as far as the kinds of questions that are always asked about what is the difference between mitosis and meiosis. Okay, so if you are all done, be here. Nobody needed any help, but thank you, Andrew, for offering. Bailey Sanders said useful. Okay. Okay. All right. So folks, you got some folks who are put out there some hints for you. I'm not familiar with, what's it, Kelky? Clucky. All right, but there are tools out there, so it can be done. So everybody can get that bonus credit if you really if you don't. And like I said, people are always asking, what can I do for extra credit? This is one of those times. We don't have extra credit often, but this is one of those times. All right, so take a minute to do that. I'm going to do attendance. It's nice everybody's here, so that'll be real quick and fast. And I'll be right back, like I said, with the code for the Nearpod. And this is so frozen. Such a face. We're all making a funny face. Oh, it's just got parts to it like the last time where you have to do stuff and then the five question quiz at the end. So it's like that. Alrighty. So like I said, let me do attendance real quick. And it won't let you download the worksheet. How are you downloading? Um, download it as a Google Doc and then put the doc into Kami, I think. All right. Oh, um, all right. Andrew, could you explain how she's saying she doesn't know how to do it so she can write the answers on the worksheet? What do you have to do once you've downloaded the worksheet in order to write your answers? And again, on the worksheet, you can highlight. So you can highlight the answers.
Is she asking
Somebody's
like,
helping.
is she asking where to go to like write on it? Cause after you download it,
Mute and
go
then
to
ask your question. So,
after you download it, go to your Google Drive, and it should be there. And once you're on your Google Drive and you see where you just downloaded, you're gonna hit the three dots right next to the, it should be where the name is, and it should say open with, and then you can pick between Google Docs or Kami. I would suggest Kami, is easier. And you should, and it'll just put it on Kami, and you should be able to write, highlight, circle, color it in if you want to, and then you can just download it, a PDF off of Kami when you're done, and then you're gonna put that in your Canvas. You can't download it. Is it because I just had this issue? Um, is it because like when you're trying to press on the actual assignment on Canvas? Okay, so what you want to do, there should be, if you're looking at hopefully what I'm looking at, where like you first pull it up and it has it. When you click it, there should be like on your top right, it looks like a little box with an arrow in it. It's gonna expand it, and then you should be able to download it once it gets expanded.
all right, let me look at Go. Now that I've done attending, let me look at Go Guardian while you're doing it to see if you're doing what she's telling you to do.
You're welcome.
Are you good now? Because you all are working on Chromebooks and stuff, it's different to the way I would do it. So it's more helpful if you all help each other in that regard. Okay. All right. So again, if you would Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay. Okie dokie. All right, so again, if once you are in a good place, make sure you're looking at the meiosis. We're going to look at a short, we're going to watch that video together shortly, and then I'll give you the code for the Nearpod. Where is it there? Okay. All right, so let me share. And I know some of you might be working on this, but take a break for a minute. In fact, watching this video may help answer some of your questions because it begins with a brief review of mitosis. So it does have some of your answers.
Meiosis notes. Cell division of the sex cells, sperm and egg. Before we start, number 1, mitosis is the reproduction of all cells except sex cells. Number 2, gametes is another name for sex cells. Number 3, meiosis is the reproduction of those gametes. And number 4, the cells that result after meiosis have half the number of chromosomes.
All right, pausing it there because this is a good, this is an important page. It tells you, like I said, there, the question is always, what is the difference between mitosis and meiosis? So mitosis is all cells except sex cells, and we're going to identify what we mean by that. So all your body cells, your eye, hair, nose, stomach, all your organs, they reproduce by mitosis. They will make an exact copy of themselves. Gametes are your sex cells, the egg and sperm cells. So those two types of cells do a totally different thing, and we call that meiosis. And that is the reproduction of gametes, and it also called reduction division because we are going to reduce the number of chromosomes in the cells. So she's going to talk about that in the next set.
The reduction division. Meiosis is known as the reduction division because the chromosome number
I don't know why the volume is so low.
The cell divides twice in meiosis. Meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. This results in 4 new cells, each with half the number of chromosomes. Take a minute to look at these keywords. Remember what sister chromatids are. Review what a tetrad is. Remember what homologous chromosomes are. Look at diploid cells and haploid cells.
All right, so yes, vocabulary here is very important. A lot of these words sound the same, so you have to know the difference between one and the other. Yes, Sandra, you can do that. All right, so chromatids and chromosomes are different. So please know that chromatids are the copies. And sister chromatids means that they're the two that line up side by side, and then they're hooked together, and they look like the little X. So the little X is the chromosome. Each part of the chromosome is a chromatid. Okay, tetrads. in meiosis, we're going to form 4 before we form 2. So you got to remember these numbers. 2 pairs, and 2 pairs is 4 chromatids, okay? All right, 2 pairs, each pair has 2, so that's 4 chromatids. All right, homologous means they're the same, so that means that the information on each one has the same information. The ones that line up that are joined together are homologous chromosomes. You get 1 copy. So of the 2 that are lined up side by side, one is from mom, one is from dad. And diploid, know the difference between the word diploid and haploid. All cells have a diploid number. During meiosis, we reduce that number in half, and then it becomes a haploid cell. So a lot of the test questions are going to ask you, if I give you this number, what is the diploid number? What is the haploid number? So be aware of the meanings of those words.
Remember, we discussed that meiosis happens twice. There's 2 stages. The first stage has prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. The second phase is very similar. Again, we will discuss this in greater detail later.
Okay, so I'm pause that there. All right, so again, you still have to know PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Except with mitosis, it happens twice. So we call it meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. At the end of meiosis 1, it's like mitosis. You produce 2 new cells, except now those 2 new cells that you just formed are going to divide again. So at the end of those 2 cells dividing, they're going to create 2 new cells, so we end up with 4. Except now we have half the number of chromosomes.
Why is meiosis even important? Well, number 1, it reduces the number of chromosomes for sexual reproduction. Number 2, it allows offspring to be produced that are genetically different from the parents. And number 3, the generic variation, or genetic differences, are introduced by crossing over, random arrangements of tetrads, and random combinations of sperm and egg. In gametogenesis, there's oogenesis, which produces 4 cells, 1 large ovum, and 3 tiny polar bodies. Only the ovum will have a chance to survive it being fertilized. In spermatogenesis, this is where meiosis produces sperm, where all 4 are tiny and all 4 are capable of fertilizing an egg. Take a minute to take a closer look at this picture of gametogenesis.
All right, so we are going to study this picture later on because you do have to know the difference. But noting that for the oocyte, which is the egg cell, you're producing the 4 cells, but only one of them is functional. So in both cases, you're producing 4 cells. All 4 cells from the sperm are going to be functional. But with the female, only the one becomes very large, and that is functional. The other ones we call polar bodies, and they become non-functional. So only the one egg is capable of being fertilized to produce offspring. We're going to look at that later. This is just an overview. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put the link for the nearby in the chat. But you can feel free to refer back here if you need to ask questions. Again, when they ask you the question, what do you know about meiosis? Don't say, I don't know anything, because now you know a little something. Okay, you know a little something. And it is, come on. Like I said, my Zoom keeps freezing. And when I want to share stuff, that's when it decides it wants to spin round and round. Question? Somebody's question? Question? Come on. All right, I did put the link in the chat, but it's taking its sweet time about loading. My Zoom keeps freezing. There it is. All right, so go ahead and log into that. When I think here. All right, so stop what you're doing right now. Now that you've got your other page down, we are working on meiosis. Now this is student paced, but I did want to go through the first part of it with you. So the first part is I need to get y'all logged in. So please download the link, log in. At least log in so that you have a copy of the link. I haven't put it in the module yet. I'm gonna put it in the module in just a sec. But for now, make sure that you are downloading the link to. All right, thank you. Got 3 people who are logged in. Like 4. All right, so again, take a break from whatever you're doing. Stop what you're doing, log into the Nearpod so that you're at least logged in. 5, 6. We have 10 people. I'm waiting for 10 people. 7. Need 3 more. Three of you are not logged in. There's okay, 8. 2 people. Uh, 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 like I said, it's not a list of 20 questions, but there's only 5 quiz questions, but there are things for you to do. All right, but log in, please. There you are. You're in. Okay, Malaysia, are you with us? Looks like you're off screen there. All right. Okay. Well, that's my 10th person there. All right. So make sure you're logged in. Like I said, as always, the first question is always what you know. So answer that question. So you know a few things. So don't say I don't know. And then I'm going to let you proceed with the rest of this on your own. All right, I have an emergency call. I'll be right back, but you all work on this, please. Hello, good morning. So what did they say? Oh, wow. Oh, okay. So you're home. Yeah, I tried to call this morning and they said something about I need a code. They wouldn't talk to me without a code. They, Yesterday, the lady was really, the nurse was really pleasant. She found she talked with me very nice. The one this morning, she's like, well, you don't have a code. Just like that. She had that. So I was trying. But if you could get a code, I'm actually in class right now. So Texas. Also, since we're coming on Saturdays, maybe Sorry about that. My brother's in the hospital and we're trying to coordinate some things. Oh, I like this answer. Okay. All right. So again, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to let you all work on this at your own pace. Malaysia, are you logged in yet? I don't even see you on screen. Be careful about copying and pasting answers. This semester, the school does have a policy about AI and copying and pasting answers from another source. So make sure that um, you limit your use of copying and pasting and things like that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's kind of serious right now, and he lives in Florida, so that also makes things a little touchy. I'm going down to visit this weekend, so let's see what's happening with him. He's my baby brother, but he's 6'2". Okay. And again, there are different parts to this, so makes it does. You have two grades for this. You have the participation part, so make sure you're answering all the questions, and then there's a quiz. There's 5-question quiz, so you're getting a score for each for participation and the quiz. And I'm going to put this in the assignment folder in just a second, so that but you're not ready for that yet because you don't have to do anything. I have to put the grade in. I'm just going to create it so that it's in the module. I think I need to do that for both the mitosis and the meiosis one. So I'll be doing that. And again, don't worry about those zeros. I don't know why those zeros popped up. I've checked the dates on the assignment and it's just doing its own thing. So don't worry about that zero. It is not late. Aisha, are you logged into the Near project? Right. All right, Anayat, I don't have any scores for you on the mitosis one. I'm gonna make sure you get the code for that so that you can, um, you assume it's driving me crazy. Oh, goodness. Okay, so both the mitosis and meiosis assignments are in the module. If you haven't finished the mitosis one, please make sure that you get around to doing that as well. I may have to do that extra credit a different way. I may have to create a separate column for the extra credit. It's sending the gradebook a little wacky. I'll work on that later. But for now, some of y'all have 200%, which will balance out later on. All right, we have about 2 more minutes left to class, so find yourself in a good place to stop. We'll finish up tomorrow. We'll look specifically at the difference between mitosis and meiosis and make sure that you finish up, because a couple of you still have both. I put in the scores for the mitosis. A couple of you still have to finish mitosis and meiosis, so we're going to make sure that that gets finished up tomorrow. Okay? All right, so again, if you're in a good place to stop, go ahead and you may log off, and I'll see you tomorrow.